The programme will take us through a very broad curriculum. We begin with key principles related to cyber risk, what the core components are, and some exposure to recent attacks that really matter, just developing an understanding, a feeling for the language that needs to be engaged with as you educate yourself on cybersecurity. And then once this general understanding, these basic principles has been developed, then we take you into a deep look at what kinds of threat we face, who are the actors behind them, what the anatomy of a cyber attack looks like, and indeed what the vulnerabilities are that are being exploited when these threat actors attack our systems. And then once we've got this deep understanding of who, what, and how, then we look up and we consider this broader context within which this takes place through a national and an international lens. And they matter because that provides the operational context for your organisation, whether that's law, regulation, whether that's the kinds of international standards that you might be working to, whether it's the policies that you have to understand that might change the environment for your organisation moving forward. But it also thinks about the international context within which these threats are evolving, what might be motivating them, what might be occurring in the future that's going to really change the temperature of the environment within which we operate. And then once we've looked up nationally and internationally at this operational context, we then talk about what are considered the best leading practices in risk controls, the technologies that we all hear about, what's used and when, what kinds of things form part of these kinds of network defense solutions, the aspects of identity management that we're all familiar with and we have to engage with, at the level at which a leadership needs to know. So this is not about developing you as technology experts or security experts, but this is about helping leaders understand the essence of the things they're being asked to budget for and how they come to bear to face the cyber risk. Then once we've got all of that at our fingertips, we start considering innovation and how one can go about innovating in a responsible manner. What are the questions we should be asking of our innovation programs? With some examples of new kinds of innovation that we are all likely to be faced with using in the coming years. And then finally, we step back and really consider what it means, therefore, to have a cybersecurity strategy for an organisation. What are the challenges? What are the dilemmas that we as leaders will face day to day that we will have to resolve and make decisions about in order that we can maintain not only the resilience of our organisations, but our ability to be effective leaders of them. So join us at the online programme Cybersecurity for Business Leaders and become part of our global alumni network so you can continue your learning journey with like-minded leaders from across the world.